The news at 4, the continued excitement around the possibility of the Washington Commanders returning to RFK Stadium. Thank you for joining us on WUSA 9+. I'm Simone D'Alba. This is an exciting time for the franchise. If the deal goes through, the team will be playing in D.C. for the first time in nearly 3 decades. But some city leaders and D.C. taxpayers are concerned about how much this could cost. Well, tonight, as your official television station of the Washington Commanders, we have you covered on what this proposed deal could mean for you. And the numbers in the deal are a bit complex here. So let's check in with Chief Investigative Reporter Eric Flack to break the deal down. And Flack, everything is a trade-off, right? So if the city helps pay for this new stadium, what will taxpayers lose out on?
Well, Simone, here's where we have to start. They're not going to lose out on more police officers in D.C. as in trading footballs for books or teachers. But if the plan is approved by D.C. Council, there will be a price.
Promise made.
D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser is proposing D.C. taxpayers spend $1.1 billion to help build the Washington Commanders' new stadium. And the money would come from 3 places: D.C.'s capital budget, the event's D.C. budget, and future stadium revenues.
We have to take a sober approach to make sure this is really and truly a good investment for D.C. and that the district is going to get back more than it puts in.
So let's break it all down. The majority of the stadium funding, $791 million, would come out of D.C.'s capital budget, which is money for things like building new roads, upgrading water systems, or public facilities. And while the stadium would potentially drain funds from projects like those, senior administration officials argue $791 million would still be just a percentage of the district's $10 billion overall capital budget annually. Another $181 million would come from Events DC, the district's official convention, sports, and entertainment authority. Events DC funds things like Passport DC, a month-long international celebration that's open to the public, and it starts this weekend. Money out of Events DC's budget could mean less money for events like those. And taxpayers' final $175 million in proposed funding would come from future tax revenues generated by the new stadium. That's money that would otherwise be returned to city coffers. Now, that money isn't due until 2032. That's 2 years after the new stadium would be scheduled to open.
The mayor's stadium announcement included a graph which ranked D.C. taxpayers' share of the new stadium as the lowest of the last five NFL stadium projects in the country. By percentage, dollar for dollar, however, $1.1 billion would be the second highest taxpayer outlay for a new NFL stadium in history, second only to Nashville, dollar for dollar, Simone.
Look, once you start talking dollars and cents and whose pockets it's going to come out of, the whole game changes, right? We'll see how this all falls and shakes out. Thank you.
All right.